Welcome back to the Haunted House, the only haunted house on YouTube where you can get a professional tarot card reading as well as get haunted. Tonight's special is the $6 taco box. The $6 taco box gets you 6+ minutes, 6+ cards. You can ask up to 3 questions, and you can get a channel.
What injury victims need
the
from
commercial
day one
always
is
gets
someone
me.
on their side that's going to speak on their behalf. You try and reassure people.
Your commercials are... I had about enough of them today. So you can get a $6 taco box, which gives you a channeled message from a loved one, past, present, or future. Even if it's from a pet that's here with us now or has crossed the rainbow bridge, or a loved one that has crossed over. Everything you need to know is in the description. Go ahead and check it out. There's also a pinned comment. I'm going to put the spirit box on. Hey, welcome back, Raiden. How are you tonight? I ate some dinner, brushed my teeth, got in my pajamas, and I'm back as a puppy cat. So thirsty. Hey, Kashar. How are you, dear? How's life been treating you? Pretty good. Thanks so much for asking. So I'm going to be here for about an hour tonight because I've got to go to bed because my dad has a doctor's appointment with his oncologist in the morning, and I got to take him to it. So we'll be here for a little bit. I'm going to put on the REM pod, the spirit box. Excuse me. Oh, you're so welcome. You're so very welcome. Let's put some music on. Have you asked them yet? Have you asked them if they'd like to be in a relationship with you? Great. I'm so glad I could help you out. That makes me happy to hear. That's what I'm here for. That's why they pay me the big bucks. Helping people out. It helps me too, honestly. It helps me as well. I wouldn't do it unless I loved it and I thought that it was fun, and and it helps others. It helps me too. Spirit, what does Shubha Sharma need to know about Nitesh? Does this person want to be in a relationship, a love relationship with them? I'm going to ask the main tarot deck. My yes/no cards are buried in the obsessive pile of tarot card and oracle cards I have. So I'm just going to use the major arcana from the love tarot, okay? So yes, this is actually something they feel is the next right thing for them, and you feel it too. So why don't you stop asking the cards what you want to hear from them? And even if it's something that, even if they say maybe they're not ready for a relationship like that right now, then definitely ask them, if you guys can enjoy what you do have and see where it goes. You just never know. I mean, but Spirit is saying yes. So what are you waiting for? Keep me updated. Let me know how it goes. He confuses you. Oh. So tell me, what is confusing you, sweetheart? What confuses you? So I can help you. Because men are pretty docile creatures. They're not like us women, you know. We're kind of like the warriors, and in nature and in many things. So, and if a guy really likes you, he's not gonna play games with you. But if he's confusing you, we need to get to the core of what is it that's confusing you so we can fix it. He said, we are friends. I never thought about us in that way, like love relationship. Okay. All right. That's a beginning. Now he is thinking about it. Okay. Hey, Ted. Hey, Dragon King. Welcome back to the channel. You may the fourth be with you. I love that. Thank you so much for saying that to me. That just made my whole day. Whole night. I've been waiting for someone to say that to me all day. I've just been saying that to people all day. Everyone's like, and yes, when you become a member on this channel, you become a stormtrooper. You become a stormtrooper too, young Jedi. So there is that what's confusing you? Is that he said, Kashuba Sharma? Is it because he said he never looked at you guys that way before? Is that what is confusing to you, sweetheart? Yeah, boys can be stubborn as a horse, but if guys like you, they're not gonna play. The guys don't want to play games. I mean, I think when they really like you, they don't want to play. They don't want to play games like that. They'd probably rather sit down and play Scrabble with you instead of Scrabble with your mind. Sometimes I see he's interested in me, but when I ask directly, he refused. Okay. Oh, pigs are so cute. Yes, I'm in a Chihuahua pig suit. I'm actually in a Chihuahua onesie. But that's the thing. I love pigs, and my vocal teacher when I was a kid collected pigs as souvenirs. It's a cow suit. It's a Chihuahua. This was so funny. It looks like a Chihuahua, and it looks like a cow too. But maybe I should get a pig onesie. That would be so cute. I gotta look that up. Thanks for the idea, Hernandez. So sometimes I see he's interested in me, but remember, if you're trying to call me a pig, that is just a absolute wonderful thing to call me, because yes, I'm a little piggy. Piggies are cute, they're sweet, they're kind, they're sensitive. They're like dogs. It can really be your best friend. The ears, well, they're ears. I mean, I guess they kind of do look like piggy ears, but it's not an insult if you're trying to call me a pig. Thank you, I appreciate it. I love Miss Piggy, and she's my spirit animal. But look, Kashar, when you say he directly refuses, like what do you mean directly refuses to talk about it? No, I don't. I'm not a cannibal. I'm not into cannibalism. I actually thought it was crows that were cannibals. So I'm a recovering vegan. Could you just shut up about pigs now, please? I'm asking you nicely. Or we'll hide you from the channel. Okay? I would really appreciate that. If we could stop talking about it, that would really appreciate me, or I'm gonna literally throw up. Thanks. So, Kishar, it could very well be the reason that, you know, he is going through some kind of breakout, and it's almost as if he doesn't want to talk about getting into something with you because he sees you as a friend, and maybe he has fear of messing that up because maybe he feels that he just, you know, well, if I was a vegan or not, it doesn't matter. Okay, I'm asking you to just have a little respect and stop talking about it. Okay, I would really appreciate that. Just stop talking about pigs. Okay. I'm not a vegan. I'm a recovering vegan. There's a difference. Because people who are really into veganism will warp your mind and your senses about things. You get educated about animals, but then you see all these vegans kind of just doing it for a trend. And by the time they're done being a vegan, it's like they don't even care about animal activism anymore. The only reason I'm a recovering vegan is because I'm done with like the manipulation from the vegan community and from people who want to, you know, talk about things that make me uncomfortable about animals. Okay. Hey, how are you tonight, Ben? That's fine. I hope you're enjoying your seafood. Yeah, I just don't understand what's the point of talking about pigs when this is... There's literally rules here, guys, okay? It literally says before you start talking in the chat to stay on topic. So if you don't stay on topic and you can't stay on topic, peace out. You can't hang out with the cool kid club anymore. Okay? Thanks. I'm just sweating, thanks. It's actually onesie. What kind of fish are you eating? I like to eat fish. That's why I ask. But pigs, nope. I eat tuna. I really like salmon. Nah, it's not boring to eat tuna fish. I like to get some tuna fish and dice onions and garlic and put all kinds of yummy veggies in with it and eat it as a sandwich. Yeah, I love shrimp. I used to not eat shrimp, so I've been a vegetarian most of my life, and I refused to eat shrimp for a really long time because basically people are like, why do you eat shrimp? It's like they're cockroaches of the ocean. But I'm over it now. But Kushiba Sharma, keep me updated about your situation. I'm here for you. It doesn't have to be this difficult. Just take it easy. Just keep being your kind and gentle self. And keep showing up for your friend. You'll see. It'll work itself out. It's almost like that card was telling you, Kushiba Sharma, that Nitesh knows you are the next right thing for them. But they just might not be ready right now, sweetheart. That happens. That happens sometimes. What did I end up having for dinner? Salmon. So I felt like radically okay to eat salmon because I love it. I love the taste of it. I even like to eat, if I'm going to go and eat sushi, it's going to be salmon. And when you think about salmon and how it pretty much is... It's pretty much the end of its life. The end of its life is pretty much, you know, they mate and that's it. They die. I love salmon. Oh my God. Sometimes if you cook it just right, and you get the skin and it'll be crispy and it tastes like I don't know, like, it tastes so good. I sound crazy now, don't I? But pigs are off the table. I will make beef bourguignon for my family. Yeah, sad life of a salmon. They get to have sex once in their life, and then right after they have sex, they die. Poor things. I do have a grill. I've got 2 grills. I've got the George Foreman grill that you see in the kitchen that has a little stand thing. It's not like a counter kind of thing. And then I have a grill I've never used. It's hidden between the baker's rack and the fridge. It's just the reason you don't see that grill is because I keep like the box that has all my grocery bags in it, like the cloth grocery bags. Because I'm so sick of them plastic bags. Oh my god. Yeah, I love salmon. I'm getting kind of hungry again just thinking about it. But yeah, pigs are off the table. Yeah. Chicken off the table, even though I am a chickatarian at heart. Like, I love to eat chicken. I think while I was a vegan, that was the worst thing for me is I could not fucking stop eating chicken. And I talked to my vegan mentor about it, and they made a lot of sense about it. They were like, look, don't beat yourself up, because what's important is you're doing the work, you know, on in regards to like helping as many animals as you can, being aware of animal activism. You know, and just keep reminding yourself why you're not eating chicken. So I feel like as a recovering vegan, I keep reminding myself of why I'm not eating chicken. Are you turning on the box? Yeah, I'm going to turn on the box in a minute. I'm just asking a question for somebody right now in chat. So Molly, you want to know, I forgot your question already, sweetheart. I'm sorry. Spirit, is the good news that Molly's waiting for going to be good? Is the good news that she's waiting for? Is it going to be good? So you have the reverse tower, and that is a yes. Hey, Maureen, how have you been? So yeah, and it will be good news, and it will bring some justice to your situation, whatever you're waiting for, Molly. Yes, I'm doing yes or I'm doing yes or no questions. It is super comfortable. I like this onesie. I also have another onesie that's a black cat. I was trying to find one in white because I had a white cat with a blue eye and a green eye, and I really wanted a onesie with a cat that had one blue eye, one green eye. But my girlfriend in UK and her boyfriend found one in black, so they got that one for me for Christmas. Yeah, I know what you're talking about, sweetheart. Okay, let me go ahead and set up the spirit box. Put the REM pod on. If anybody wants any questions. Yes, you did dress up in this onesie the last time. Kept you nice and cozy outside while it was cold in February. Now it's just as piss freezing in the house as it was then, so I had to put it on because I'm about to turn the heater on. Or should I say the space heater? We don't have heat in this house. Don't have heat, don't have air conditioning. I'm doing good. Praying the dishwasher lasts. Hopefully someday I'll get the money together to buy this house. Or who knows? Maybe someone will buy it for me. Maybe I'll win the lottery tomorrow. I'm gonna manifest it. How, I don't know, but Yeah, I think there's definitely a difference. I think I do feel a lot better being a recovering vegan compared to being a vegan. I mean, I was a vegan for almost 10 years. It was a lonely life. No cheese, no creamers, no cakes. It was really dull. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I did have good meals and I did make good meals, but I realized at one point, you know what? I used to eat whole foods when I was just a vegetarian. Now it's like all I'm doing is eating this like processed vegan crap. So it's like, what the fuck am I doing this for? You know, why am I a vegan? I'm just gonna go back to being a vegetarian that eats fish. Hey Chan, how are you tonight? Welcome back to the Chammy. No spirit box. No spirit box tonight, please. Yeah, no cheese, I know, right? But I tell you what, I was a proud non-cheese eating feminist while that was going on. I'm still a proud mostly non-cheese eating feminist, but I tell you what, like, I'm having a hard time because I love halloumi cheese, which I don't know if you guys have ever had halloumi cheese. It's Houlimi, I think. Halloumi. It could be halloumi like this, but it's a cheese from the Greek island of Cyprus, where I'm from. It is so freaking good. Oh my god, it's so good. It's good fresh, it's good fried, it's good with everything. But I also like feta, but I'm a little bit different about feta. I only really like the Vigo brand, which to me, it's not as salty as the other brands that are on the market. And it has these like nice, nutty, fruity undertones to it. And I like to eat halloumi and I like to eat feta with like watermelon, olives, Italian bread, any kind of bread really. Oh my god, it's so amazing. Well, saganaki is good, but once again, it's not the same. Okay? In fact, I think that you would... Have you ever had halloumi? Molly, we'll get some next time you come here and I'll make it for you. I'll make you some fried halloumi. So it is Houlimi, halloumi, yeah. Oh, it is. It's I spelled it wrong. Halloumi. There we go. Sorry, I'm dyslexic. I admit it. I've had saganaki once. And it's great. But I'm telling you, if you want some really good fried cheese, it's the halloumi. It just hits the spot. And I'll make you some next time you come over, Molly. I'll make some Greek food next time. I'm gonna make some moussaka. And, yeah. I'll make some domades. And I'll get you some fried halloumi. What's the difference between fried and pan-fried? Have I had mochi? I don't know. Have I? I've never even heard of it till now. Maureen, if you want to do your questions, sweetheart, go ahead and put it in the chat. I'm just putting on the spirit box so that Raiden can try to communicate with his dad. Okay, so fried is in oil, and then pan-fried is just regular without oil? Okay. So, no, we don't put any oil on the halloumi. I don't think we do. It already has its own, like, oils in it. Hey, Fiona, welcome back, sweetheart. I knew you were here, but I just wanted to say it again. Fried is in oil. Fried is in butter. Pan-fried is in butter. Oh, okay. All right. cooking all my life, and I just learned this now. I was this many days old when I found out. Okay, all right. Okay, so that's what we'll do. When you come and visit, maybe you'll come again with Haus. I'll make some algo limone soup. I'll make some moussaka. I'll make a Greek salad. I'll do some domades. You know, or we could just go to my friend's Greek restaurant and eat. But I love to cook, so I'll probably just make it. And it's probably a lot cheaper to make it than go out and buy it at my friend's restaurant. What am I drinking? I'm drinking an old-fashioned Waterloo, lemon and lime. I'm obsessed with like sparkling mineral waters and sparkling seltzer waters. I could drink it all day, honestly. Yeah, what's your yes or no question, dear? That's alter shit. Well, yeah, I don't know. I mean, does he like Greek food? Does he even... I mean, there's plenty of vegetarian Greek foods I could make, too. So there isn't just avgo limone or cheeses or... domades, I mostly make that vegetarian. You can put lamb or chicken in it, but I like to just do a domades. I can also do a domades without. You can do a vegetarian domades. Well, here's the thing, Chan. This is my channel, okay? I'm doing Spirit Box. We can't see or hear your Spirit Box, and you did make several people cry the other night. Not your fault, okay? And several people were very freaked out about it after you left. And I really don't... You know, it's almost like you came here to my channel and solicited, you know, free readings or free spirit boxing. And one of the number one rules is no soliciting yourself here. So I could have hid you from the channel that night. And I was very freaked out by the fact that here I'm trying to do spirit box, and I was actually in the middle of doing a channel message from the spirits that were here, and I just completely could not do it because you were talking about your spirit box and going on and on and on and on and on and on with my clients, my subscribers, and the people who came to chat, whether they were subscribers or not. And that's just not my style. I don't go from channel to channel to channel talking to anybody. In fact, if I've left a comment on your page, you are lucky to have me take the time of day, to have even the time of day, because I work 12 hours a week, 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. Okay, so if I'm talking to you on YouTube, I'm talking to you because it's important to me. So I hope it's just as important to you. So when you put the spirit box on, you know, I've had other people do this before, but not to the extent of what it was the other night for you and for us. It's usually just a lot of me sitting here with the spirit box, and maybe Tiffany has her spirit box, and we will communicate and converse about what our spirit boxes are saying that are different or the same. But not so much like her trying to ask questions for people on the spirit box, telling them what the spirit box is saying. First of all, I 99.9% am not sure if I believe in the spirit box. Yeah, we get interesting stuff, okay? But at the same time, it could be coming from anywhere. At the same time, the one thing I do truly feel is very real about some of the equipment I have is the REM pod. So, because I'm very much the kind of person that's like, you know, if I can't see it, it doesn't mean that I don't believe it, right? But I don't need you making the people who come here to my chat cry and asking them if they want to ask your spirit box questions when they can't even be certain for themselves because they cannot hear your spirit box. So if you want to do a spirit box thing together, we might as well just do it together where they can see you and hear you too. Just like the way Tiffany and I've done in the past. Or if you want to do your spirit box with me, don't be taking people's questions, please.
Low battery.
Okay? I accept your apology. But at the same time, you know, I needed to tell you that stuff because it's like, it made me want to cry. it made me uncomfortable. And then you start talking about something that bit you. You know, and then I go back to start thinking about some of the creepy shit I've been through. Because spirits will do that. They will hurt you. If they have the physical energy to scratch you, cut you, bite you, it will. All right? And then you just never came back. You kind of just left us all in the dark with that bullshit. And pardon my French, YouTube. But I'm going to call it like I see it. Bullshit. Pardon my French, YouTube. And I need you to understand that it's how I feel about it. I don't mind doing spirit box with you. I don't mind us conversing about what our spirit boxes are saying. But if you really want to take other people's questions and you really want to be in my chat while you're doing it, you just better schedule a live together where people can see you and hear your spirit box at the same time. Because you have a lot of people who come here that you maybe haven't met yet, that I have met, that I've known for a really long time, or maybe have not known for a really long time. And they are skeptics. And it made them very uncomfortable too. Because they're skeptics and they can't hear your spirit box. I feel it's very important for people to be able to not only see, but hear. Because those are two very important parts of their 6 senses. So let me know if you want to do that at some point in time. You know, I'm totally open to it. Just don't take questions from people who are in the chat. Okay? And I know that people asked you to, and I just kind of watched it to see what would happen. But we're here to find out about these spirits. We're here to remember them. And we're here to help them too. And help their loved ones, or help people that they might feel identified to, or you see what I'm saying? I don't want any scary shit on this channel. It's scary enough as it is. Alright? Living here has been uncomfortably numb until I could get comfortably numb to it. You know, I don't know if I'll ever be the same. I'm definitely not the same person I was when I moved in. I mean, I'm still the same person in body, but and being that I don't know what kind of ground you live on, like, this is an old graveyard, okay? It's been around for a good 200 years. And it's probably most likely hollowed and consecrated. So with ground like that, you know, it's going to be pretty easy for terrifying things to show up, but it's bad enough we have a mimic around here. So that's why it's so important for me to be able for you guys to hear the spirit box and see the REM pod. Because at the end of the day, I mean, Molly knows exactly what I'm talking about with the mimic. The mimic actually sat here on the live, all right, and impersonated Chet Baker on the REM pod. Okay, impersonated a musician's music on the REM pod, playing his music as if they were playing the horn on a REM pod. And if the little girl buried under the house is here, which is the mimic, please touch the REM pod. But if you'd like to turn on your spirit box and tell us what it's saying, that's fine, but no questions, please. Unless you want to ask me a question, Chan, for right now. But yeah, it happens. You probably were just excited and didn't read the lore. People do that. I forgive you. You didn't do anything wrong. It's just that you know, you were just doing what you felt was right, and I was just letting you do it because I wanted to see what would happen. I wanted to see if you also needed any, like, guidance or help with that. But at the end of the day, let's try to keep it as comfortable as possible, because I do have a mimic in this house. And we need to be able to identify it when it is around. Now, the great thing about the mimic is that I'm not the only one that's experienced it in the neighborhood. I'm not the only one that's experienced it in the house. But it has no longer become an entity that has tried to keep tricking me, making me think it's someone or something else, because I've made friends with it. And I know what it is, and I know where it comes from, and I know what it stems from now. But I don't really know how it would affect you, Chan. Because first of all, you're not inside the bubble. You know, I don't even know if it can get outside the bubble. And the bubble starts at the driveway, front and back. And I really have no idea what it's capable of. But since becoming friends with the mimic, it doesn't play tricks on me anymore. It doesn't play tricks on anybody in this house. And I have a good feeling that it has also found a little bit of mutual respect for me as well. So we do have that ground of mutual respect. I have lived with it for 11 years. Can you imagine living in a haunted house that long? Yeah, it doesn't play tricks on Molly. It doesn't play tricks on Dad anymore. It doesn't play tricks on the roommate anymore. Nobody in the house is really having any of these experiences. It's a Chihuahua onesie, not a cow onesie, but I guess it looks a little bit like a cow onesie. You know what? Let's just look at this again, Molly. It's like face of Chihuahua, body of a cow with pig ears. Hey, Zinian, welcome back. Oh my god, Ruby is snoring. It's so cute. Can you hear her snoring, Molly, at all? I should probably go over there and make sure she's really breathing. It's okay. All right, breathe. Yeah, breathe. There you go. Breathe, honey. Breathe. Okay. Yeah, she was just so fat when I rescued her. That she kind of has this extra little fat fold around her neck. So if she's sleeping a certain way, so if she's sleeping a certain way, she'll start to snore, and then I get nervous because, you know, it just becomes kind of difficult for her to breathe because she used to be so fat. Did you have a nice little nap, baby? Hey, Dollface, how are you, sweetheart? Okay, I'm going to turn the spirit box back on. Ah, little baby. Look, Ruby. We're big chihuahuas together. She's like, I don't care. Just rub my tummy. I'm sorry, Maja. Did I miss your question? I'm sleepy. She is cute. So she lost what, 6.5, 7.5, 8.5. So she lost 3.5 pounds. She was almost 10 pounds, and now she does these little cute twirls, and she'll sit up on her back legs and beg. It's so cute. And she does these tricks that she used to not be able to do. They must have taught her these tricks. She used to be number one in her division for. She used to be number one in her division for Chihuahuas. She used to be a show dog too. Excuse me. And Gypsy's parents were show dogs as well, like winners in their different stuff that the breeder did. But Ruby really needed a home. She was just going to take her to the pound after 13 puppies and multiple wins as a AKC Chihuahua. I just could not believe it that she was just going to dump her off at the pound. I'm like, you ain't dumping her off at the pound. And I brought her home with the baby. And they're soulmates. Gypsy and Ruby are definitely soulmates. Like, they're going to always choose each other throughout their lives and reincarnations. I just know this. She is as fluffy as she looks. Like, she's mostly fluff. That's what's so funny about her. Is that, well, that's the thing is Gypsy and Ruby, I think they do look like very much like twins. I mean, the breeder said no, they're not related, but I don't think I believe that. Considering all the dogs that she bred with came from the same place. But here's the thing. And this is why I call it a rescue. The woman had 25 Chihuahuas. 25 Chihuahuas. And this one here was the only one taking care of all the puppies that were being born and helping them survive, because the mothers that she had didn't want to take care of their puppies. But that's why Ruby was the whelping dog. So when you have a whelping dog, a breeder will take a whelping. They'll take the best mother they have and keep her. An eyelash. They'll keep them not pregnant, but around other pregnant females to keep them lactating. So yeah. Okay, your question, Maureen. I'm so sorry. Let me look up here. Yes, I want to hear the rest of the OnlyFans story with that writer. Yes, please, Fiona. I want to hear the rest. Why don't I see your question, Maureen? I just don't see it. That must be why I keep missing it. Like I'm just not seeing it. I see the thing you said about nut butter, nut butter, tofu. I see the thing about tofu. I see the thing about, can I ask a yes or no? I see her question. I see aw about the doggy. I see so cute. Yeah, I don't see your question, sweetheart. Okay, now I see it. Now I see it. My boss, Johan, told David that he saw me first. Is that your question? Okay, all right. Spirit, I'm calling forth Marie's most trusted and strongest spirit guides. Did her boss, Johan, tell David that he saw Maureen first? Calling forth her most trusted and strongest spirit guides. What does she need to know about that? Rooney, where'd you go, baby? So you have a no card here. But the energy behind it's also no. So it could be that this person may have told David that, but Spirit is just not letting that out to you right now. Maybe you're not supposed to know, sweetheart. Maybe you're not supposed to know the answer to that. Okay? Come here, precious. This is my puppy. Puppy boy. Here's my baby. My baby is still my babies. My puppy Rooney. He's going to be 14 on August 28th. He's adorable. He only has 2.5 teeth. Which is not my fault. Sometimes Chihuahuas and people, they'll get a degenerative, like dental disease issue where genetically their teeth, are just not that great. But he still gets a good brushing every once in a while. I use more like a mouth rinse for him because there's really nothing to brush. But he does really great still eating food. He still eats apples. He loves pears, watermelon, bananas, peas, carrots, and especially salmon. That's his favorite. Sweetheart, are you okay? So tell me, Fiona, tell me the story about, thanks, Christopher. His name is Rooney. So Molly, Fiona was telling me a story about some guy who's a writer, and he was working on OnlyFans or something like that, replying and answering DMs for other artists or something. So before the writer got the job, he did a trial run where they gave him made-up messages, to see what he would say. They liked his writing but wanted something more salacious. The goal was to, I love the band Rooney, so I named him after the band Rooney. I still love the band Rooney. That guy wrote great music. I wish I was that good of a songwriter. Oh, I love that word, salacious. Spirit, did you fart into the spirit box or something? It just said no. Or was that a burp? So for these men, hook these men in and get them to spend more money. He finally got the job and he had to respond to these messages and pictures. They would send him, oh my gosh, they would send him dog pics. And he'd have to compliment. Oh my goodness. How did he not just... Okay, what's your question, Dollface? How did he not just die doing that job? I would be totally brutal. Molly knows how brutal I am. Oh, Molly, I wish you didn't have to go back. But you have to go back. You have to go back. Oh my god, look at how cute this dog is. Yes, Dollface, I see it so. Okay, let's ask. Spirit, I'm calling for Dollface Diva's most trusted and most strongest spirit guides. If she gives Carrington a chance, would it be a waste of time? Judging people in the Kroger parking lot. No, it was not judging. It was just being psychic. It was just telling you I was just telling you the truth about them, okay? Sometimes I can just look at people and tell you what they're feeling, what they're thinking, and what kind of person they are. I don't know how or why, but oh, it's one of my favorite pastimes, okay? My mom and I did it all the time. Spirit, I'm just asking real quick for Dollface. If she gives Carrington a chance, would it be a waste of her time? Wah, 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 wah. Sorry, babe, it's a yes. But Spirit's also saying it might be the next right thing for you since that's the card on the bottom of the deck. Yeah, it might be a waste of time, but you might fall in love and might just be the next right thing for you, to be honest. Just have fun, Dollface. Maybe don't put all your eggs in one basket. You know, just try to have fun with whatever you guys have right now, okay? All right. Okay. Yeah, he likes the shoulder. The shoulder is his place. Oh, this is his place. You're welcome, Dollface. Keep me updated. Molly. Oh. Well, he needs to go home, put some clothes on. He'll be walking around the supermarket in his pajamas shorts. I swear he was wearing his boxer shorts. Some people have no, they have no class. Well, I think what it was, what did I say? I said, what do you think, this one's a virgin or something like that? I think you heard me. I don't know, maybe you asked if it was is this one a virgin or something like that? Yes, I had fun judging the couples coming in and out of the Kroger. We went Krogering and I went really low. But you still laughed, right? You know I was right. Maybe next time we'll go down to Chaplin's. And, I don't know, do some karaoke and sit around and judge people in the parking lot. That was a really fun weekend. I'm glad you were able to come by and visit. Yeah, no one's more brutal than me. Oh, I never knew your name, Dollface. Alicia. Okay, all right. Well, now I know. Hi, Alicia. It's nice to meet you. I'm Stormie. So his pajamas glow in the dark, and there's even like a little cute unicorn on it. You'd want to do that? Me too. Like a ghostwriter. I feel bad that he had to look at the dick pics. And that guy sending the dick pics actually thought that they were talking to the actual artist of the page. Well, I hope they made a lot of money on their dick pics. Wonder how many dick pics they got a day. Yeah, I could see that. I mean, I would like to be a ghostwriter, but not that kind of ghostwriter. You see what I mean? Like, if somebody wanted me to write a novel for them, which I write novels, okay? I don't get on AI and ask them to write novels for me. I literally, really do write novels and publish them. And I would really love to like be somebody's ghostwriter for their books or something like that. I think that would be so cool. But ghostwriting like that, I don't think I could do that. I don't think I could do it. But I know people do it. I know people do the ghostwriting thing because, I mean, I have friends who are famous and I know how they write. Okay, I know how they type in chat. All right, and I can just tell, like, when it's not them writing on their posts. Because you can't change who you are. You know what I mean? Like, you can't change who you are. But it's very easy to be deceived like that by someone who's a ghostwriter for a situation like that, Fiona. Because, first of all, they probably don't even know what the personality is of the person that they're talking to or whatever. I'd be brutal with something like that. The money was right. This is like all this dog and I do all day for like 14 years. Just this. You know, that's interesting that you bring up Lane. I think Lane has come by before, but it's been a long time. It's been a long time since I've really talked to any musicians on the Spirit Box. Is the singer from Alice in Chains anywhere at all? Are you here? Can you hear me? Yeah, Alice in Chains is very awesome. That guy's such a good singer too. All those guys from those bands were good. Renee, we gotta clip your nails, baby, tomorrow. We've gotten too long over the last 2 weeks. He's like, I don't care, I'm sleeping. Yeah, I like all those bands from Seattle. Mother Love Bone especially. Are there any spirits that would like to converse with us? Before I close the spirit portal and say goodnight. Yeah, I gotta go to bed soon too. Insane Clown Posse, is that who ICP is, right? Yeah, I gotta go to bed too. My dad has a doctor's appointment with the oncologist in the morning, and that happens at noon. So I'm going to have to go to sleep here because I'm absolutely spent. And it's kind of a long drive. And I'll have to show him where to go while we drive, so. Don't get me wrong, I can drive and I'm a good driver, but it can really tax me a lot. Because of my neck injury and my foot injury and my knee injury, sometimes long-term driving can be very painful, unfortunately. And I love to drive. I happen to think I'm quite a good driver. So if anybody wants to ask a free yes or no question, or you want to get a paid reading, the time would be to do it now. If you have any questions for the spirit box, please feel free to ask. If there's any spirits that would like to say anything to us tonight on the spirit box. Travis Raiden, if you're here. I mean Travis Wolf, if you're here. I don't know why I keep saying Raiden. Because you're Raiden and he's Travis, but you're both Wolf. You're so welcome, Raiden. It's a pleasure of mine to help you with this situation, and anybody really. If you want to talk to your loved ones, feel free to ask anytime. We can always try. But I still, excuse me, I'm still pretty skeptical about the spirit box. Doesn't mean that I don't believe in it, okay? But I'm still pretty skeptical about it. And I do believe in the REM pod more than the spirit box, to be honest. I really feel there is something there, though. Something that we're talking to in the spirit box. Somebody, someone, something, somewhere. And it's not just one of them. It's many of them. And I really do feel it is very true when we start hearing things coming through the spirit box that we believe, we feel connected to. I feel that is a very real thing. But sometimes I also feel that it could be picking up thunderstorms. It could be picking up radio waves. It could be picking up scanners. It could be picking up anything. Whereas the REM pod doesn't really do that. The REM pod only scans 360 degrees around it, and I think there's a limitation in regards to how far it goes. I can't remember what the number is, but it might be that it's able to scan the whole house or just the general area. I can't remember. But I'm gonna look it up tomorrow when I get a chance. And we can talk about it tomorrow. I almost get the sense that your father is a bit disappointed in himself. But at the same time, they don't feel disappointed. Like, when you pass on, you only take the love with you. So it's not like he's consciously feeling upset about what his situation is, but he might consciously feel regret that he did what he did. And probably if he could take it back, he would. And I'm not sure why I feel that way, but I also have felt that way about Kurt Cobain, who I happen to feel and think that Kurt Cobain is, and has always been for a very long time, since I was a kid, about 13 years old, that he was a spirit guide, and quite possibly one of my most trusted and strongest spirit guides. And I feel that he very much feels, that big R, regret. It's not that they're disappointed in themselves or sad or hurt. It's just regret. And often I do ask the spirits, what is your biggest regret? But I didn't ask him that. I just felt it. I just felt it. We're only human. We make mistakes, you know. Can you ask him if he's around? Oh yeah, I'm almost 100% sure that he's around the house. But if you're there, Travis Wolf, and you are able or capable to show your presence during this time, so that Raiden knows and has some clarity that you're actually around the house where he's at. If he doesn't show you through the spirit box or the REM pod here, he may show you in other ways around your home. So now that you guys are back in touch and you are understanding clearly and seeing that you're not separate, it's not an evil entity, it's not a demon, it's not the mimic here at the house. The mimic at the house has some morals and ethics too. Believe it or not. I believe that good and evil can have both morals and ethics. I know that sounds crazy, but every sinner's a saint, every saint's a sinner. You know, and they didn't become a saint not sinning. So, so one more time, Travis Wolf, if you're there. Can you please give a sign to your son, Raiden, that you're present at home with him? By touching the REM pod or saying yes in your own voice in the spirit box, or by showing Raiden something that will be relatable at home to give him the comfort that you're around. Yeah, and that's what really, really gets me to the core about the spirit box, is that when you hear a loved one's voice on it, now that makes me believe 120%. But some of these little weird noises we get when the spirits scream, they yell, they go bleh, they make fart noises, they make burping noises. Maybe we'll hear a guitar, maybe we'll hear a keyboard, maybe we'll just hear a bump, or sometimes I'm not really sure what all that is. See, like that right there, that wasn't even a word. And it's that stuff that I don't believe in. Like, I'm not sure what I'm hearing. So I'm not sure I believe it's really a ghost or a spirit or a loved one coming through. Or even, you know what I mean? But when you definitively hear, the defined line comes through and you hear their voice, or they say something, or something says something to you that is relevant in regards to your loved one, yeah, it really makes me believe. It makes me less skeptical about the spirit box. Can you believe he only used to be like the size of his nose? It's called Only Seniors. Okay, I'll look it up when I get a chance. Only Seniors. Let's see if it's on YouTube. The dog is tired. He's been chasing around his friends all day. The thing that's surprising about Puppy Rooney, he's still very active, very playful. But he sleeps more. Okay, yeah, I see it. Only seniors SNL. Now, was this from SNL 50, I guess, this skit? Or I didn't watch SNL 50 because it triggered me. But the guy in that scene that plays the husband, oh, we used to be on Nickelodeon together when we were kids. I also met Usher when I was a kid. And he was auditioning for Nickelodeon too. They didn't like him either. But I told him to keep singing and he'd make it in music. And he did. And see, that's what I mean. Like, you'll see a name, you'll hear a name, you'll see something. Yeah, Kenan Thompson. I know, and now it's like a liminal. Nickelodeon, there's someone needs to make a Nickelodeon card for the liminal space deck because now it's just nothing but liminal space. But I really love SNL. I'm so glad SNL's still here, still around, still going. But man, is there anybody from the original SNL still alive? I can't remember. Is Dan Aykroyd still alive? Wasn't he one of the original cast member? God, Chevy Chase, he's still here, right? Yeah, I'm looking at them now. Wow. And oh my God, look at them when they were. Oh my God, look at them when they were young. Gilda Radner, my God, that was God bless her. That was Willy Wonka's wife. Was Gilda Radner. That was the love of his life. Come on, somebody tell me his name. I'm having a brain fart. He's like one of my favorite actors. Come on. Oh God, what's his name? Help. Gene Wilder. Gene Wilder. Are you there on the spirit box, Gene? Are you there, Gilda? Give us some guidance. But how could I forget his name? It was Gene Wilder who told me, you want to make sure your dad never has a heart attack again, or make sure that he heals from his heart attack. He's like, the best thing you can do for him is make him laugh. And that was from his own personal experience, because his dad had a heart attack, and the best way that he could make his dad feel better and help his dad live longer was make him laugh. And he did. But yeah, love Dan Aykroyd. Such a good actor. Gilda Radner, amazing. Chevy Chase, Garrett Morris, all of them. We just don't have that. I mean, we have a new cast, right? They're great, but they'll just never be the original. I mean, Bill Murray was hilarious on that show. But who was the other guy? It was Dan Aykroyd. Was it? I see his face here, but I don't see his name. Lauren has seen it all. John Belushi, that's right. I wanted to keep saying Belushi, but I was like, John blah blah blah. John blah what? Yeah. It almost feels like, here, one more question. Joe, my close cousin, and him and my dad were really close. I heard him say here last night. Interesting. Yeah, Chevy Chase is still alive. Yeah. I know the girl who made all the Lampoon movies with him is still making movies with Robert Schwartzman, who is the lead singer of the band Rooney. She's like in all his movies. I know we've seen her on Saturday Night Live too. Excuse me. I missed my mouth. That's right. Gilda Radner had ovarian cancer. After a misdiagnosis and a long battle, her husband Gene Wilder became an advocate for ovarian cancer. Gosh, she was so young. She's only 42. 42. Just a baby. Just a baby. That must have scared a lot of women back then. I mean, 42. Just a baby. Yep. Johnny Cash has come through. A lot of them come through to me. Maybe I should get reacquainted with the lists I have of people we've talked to and go back over them this week. Pee Wee Herman, Johnny Cash, Kurt Cobain, Chris Cornell, Lane Staley from Alice in Chains. Did I say his name right? Also Andrew Wood from Mother Love Bone. We like to talk to Matthew Perry. That's probably Matthew Perry right there. Because see, we know it's Matthew Perry when I say his name and then the REM pod goes off. What about Val Kilmer? We tried a little bit of Val Kilmer, just only Jim Morrison has come through. Now, I did try the night with Jim and Val, the night that Val died, but I decided to give him a little bit more time. With everything he was going through, and I might bring that back up in a little while. When I feel is the right time. Who's your favorite Batman? Yeah, he was one of my favorite actors. Oh my God, the way that he played Jim Morrison was just like incredible, just incredible. Like, I don't think there was ever an actor or any other actor that will ever compare. Maybe out there someday somewhere, but that Doors movie is one of my favorites. I absolutely love the Doors. I found their record at 12 years old for 25. Their first record, 25 cents at Goodwill. I went home and I was a whole new woman. Okay, That first record from the Doors is badass. And he was such a good writer, such a good poet. But he was so tortured. Such a tortured rock star. And really had no reason to be tortured, but, you know, he was probably smarter than he looked and probably too smart for his own good. But, I was actually born and raised on Clearwater Beach, which was his favorite place in the whole world. And in his songs, he would often talk about how the West is the best than the East. And what he's talking about is he's talking literally about the Clearwater Beach, Florida area. And my friend Joey actually owns a house that he lived in down there. I think when he was a kid, and he found some bricks while remodeling the house of drawings that Jim Morrison did as a kid. The Doors is still good, man. I don't think that there's gonna ever be a rock band that compares to the Doors or Led Zeppelin. Pink Floyd, amazing. All those bands from then were amazing. Nothing compares to the music. I think music just went bad over the last 25 years. Video killed a radio star, and the internet killed a video star. And quite literally is killing us musicians now with AI. Oh God, he was so good as Jim Morrison. Oh my God, so good. They couldn't have casted a better Jim Morrison. I think they could have done a little better with Pam. But I really like the girl anyways who played Pam. I would have picked some. Let's see, who's that other girl's name? Who was that girl that used to be married to Scientology's Jesus Christ? Can't remember his name because I just can't stand him. Who played Pam in The Doors again, too? Let's see. Who played Pam in The Doors? Oh, that's right. Pamela Corson. She was played by the girl from When Harry Met Sally, Meg Ryan. I love that movie, When Harry Met Sally. But I don't feel like Meg Ryan looked like Pam. A little bit. With the right red hair, she looked like Pam. But, I would have maybe cast Kira Sedgwick or Nicole Kidman. I think Nicole Kidman would have been a better Pamela. But that's just me. They might not have been able to get Nicole Kidman. I'm just talking about looks-wise. Man, that would be cool if Chris Farley came through the spirit box. That was another shocking death, too. I mean, he was so funny, and he just died at the prime of his life. Hey, CR, how are you? Welcome back to the Chammy. Can I get in touch with Steve Cash? What do you mean? Is he dead? Are you talking about the talking kitty cat guy? Did the spirit box just say yeah? So, I'm sorry, I got confused with another Steve Cash that I knew of. Oh my god, I can't believe it. He was born November 14th, 1979. November 14th is my parents' wedding anniversary. Man, it was just so heartbreaking when he died. Why? Why did you do that, Steve Cash? I'll never believe it. I'll never believe he killed himself. She can sit there till she's blue in the face. I'll never believe it. I know it sounds terrible by saying that I'll never believe that Steve Cash killed himself, but I just can't. I'm still, look, I'm in denial about it. You just reminded me about it, and I'm in denial about it. Still in denial about it. He was so funny, and I loved his cat so much. In fact, when my mom died, it was literally the only thing getting me through it. Was that guy and his fucking cat. More the cats, really, but... And the fucking dog. Oh my god, pardon my French. Do you remember the time his dog ate like a toy and went around squeaking for days? I don't know if you saw that episode or not, but... I just can't imagine why he... I mean, was there... I guess we'll never know why he killed himself, huh? I guess we never really know why somebody takes their own life. You know, unless, of course, they leave a letter behind or something. But I don't think in his case he had one, did he? See, there's also Stephen Cash, the American musician who's with the band the Ozark Mountain Daredevils. So when you said that about Steve Cash and the other, I started thinking about the other Steve Cash, who was a musician. You know, that's interesting. My mom and Robin Williams died like the same day. So I was like, oh, okay, this might help me get a little bit through this day because she's literally in purgatory with the funniest man on earth. So that helped. And I believe that they're somewhere by the seashore having tea right now. Making each other laugh. But yeah, I love Robin Williams' death, and it was very strange, his death. And I also feel to this day that something's not quite right about Steve Cash, the YouTuber's death. And it was so weird because it was like we didn't hear from Steve for days. Nobody was talking about it, and then one day this like mysterious woman shows up talking about, Oh, yeah. Eating snacks. Oh, yeah. Steve killed himself. Have a nice day. Bye. It's like nothing about the animals or the cats or the pets or just he killed himself. Have a nice day. Have a nice life. Okay. COVID just got 100 times weirder. And I know I'm probably sounding like really insensitive about it, but that's just how it felt. And I still have a really hard time believing he just took his life like that. He loved his cats so much. I'm just not sure I believe it. I'm probably going to hell for saying that, but oh well. Steve Cash, are you there? Steve Cash from the Talking Kitty Cat show on YouTube, are you there? Oh, so you know what I'm talking about, where she got online and next thing you know, it's like his wife and she's like, I mean, I'm sorry, if my husband killed himself, you would not see me getting online, not shedding a tear talking about it. It was just felt like very cold. You know, and it wasn't like it was on world news or on TV news or on local news. Because of the administration we had at the time, all we heard was news about them. Just like it is now. Do I think we can get in contact with him? Sure. I think we can get in contact with Steve Cash. If it's even true that he killed himself. Okay? He could have also very well faked his death and paid the police to cover it up and paid many people to cover it up so he could just live a life in peace without being whatever he was going. Many people who get rich, they get famous, they peace out, they fake their deaths, they don't want to be known anymore. But they can't really, go back to what they used to have before they were famous because I just know that people have done that before. I know it. So, at the same time, it's like, I'm just not 100% sure he killed himself. Am I 100% sure he's dead? Sure. Yeah, I feel that he is dead. I'm not saying that, he faked his death or anything like that. But I have a hard time believing that he woke up one morning. I guess I'm just still in denial as a fan. I guess I'm just still in denial. Like, how can you wake up in the morning knowing that your cat's waiting to feed you and you'd rather shoot yourself in the heart? It just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense to me. Although suicide doesn't make sense at the end of the day. And everywhere I go, why did Steve Cash kill himself? Nothing. No information about it. Just it was self-inflicted gun wound to the heart. Okay, that's pretty dramatic. Scorpio. It just will never make sense to me. So Cash, who was best known for his Talking Kitty Cat video series on the video streaming platform, died of gunshot to the chest. According to Canyon County Coroner's Office report obtained by People, his manner of death was determined as suicide. Cash, 40, was found dead at his Idaho home by his wife, Celia, on April 23rd. Ooh, so cold, because that date just passed us. According to the coroner's report, he did not leave a suicide note. And that was very strange to me. And, I mean, I'm sorry. I guess not everybody leaves a note behind like Kurt Cobain did, but you could clearly see how serious Kurt Cobain was about leaving something behind. Celia paid tribute to Cash on a Facebook post on Friday, writing alongside a black and white photo of the two of them together. This is hard. I'm not even sure what to say as for that matter, what to do. I just lost my best friend, my sidekick, my lover, my mentor, my absolute everything this morning. I'm so sad to say my husband, Steve Cash, took his own life this morning. It hurts me to share this. Like, I probably, as somebody's wife, would never share anything. I'd be so fucking shattered. I would probably, in fact, probably have somebody else do it. Like, I would never be able to do it. Please give the family time to grieve, but know that Steve is no longer in pain. Like, it was that part that got me. But just know that Steve is no longer in pain. Well, that entails to me that she knew he was going through something and either couldn't or wouldn't or didn't do anything about it. You know, you can have a wonderful wife, husband, lover, friend, partner. They could be a wonderful person, right? But that doesn't mean that they don't isolate you. That doesn't mean that they don't uninvolve you. That doesn't mean that they don't, you know what I'm saying? But to say that he's no longer in pain, what, he was in pain before? Like, what? And nothing about the cats ever again, nothing about the dog, nothing about the cats, nothing about anything. It was just like, oh, he shot himself, he killed himself, have a nice life. In fact, I don't even think they even said have a nice life. It was just have respect for us while we are grieving, and just know that Steve is no longer in pain. Well, we could hardly tell he was in pain, lady. All he was doing was making himself laugh and making us laugh. What was so wrong with him? What was so bad? But then again, you know what? The neighbor down the street killed herself too during COVID, and a lot of people killed themselves because they thought it was the end of the world. They thought that this was it, and they didn't want to have some unknown, unseen thing that they could catch from the air to take their life. Many of them would have rather taken their own life, but I just can't. So your best friend, your sidekick, your lover, your mentor, your absolute everything, and he never talked about you. What? Did any of us even know he was married? I didn't. And I probably watched every episode. But then again, I understand that people's personal lives are personal to them. If I was married, I probably would not tell any of you. I mean, I'm not, but at the same time, it's like, I'll never get it. I'll never understand why he killed himself. I mean, his cats probably loved him more than their own lives. You know what I mean? So she said the family can only allow 10 people at a time to pay their respect due to the ongoing coronavirus pandemic, but anyone who wishes to pay their respects to the man who may not only change my life, but so many other people's lives are welcome. Thank you to everyone who showed our family endless amounts of love, she added. So, yeah, well, I feel terribly sorry for her. I just feel more sorry for him. Because he was obviously in some kind of pain that he obviously couldn't talk about, or that he wasn't willing to deal with, or that she just wasn't willing to deal with. We'll never know, and she shouldn't blame herself for it. Nobody should. But, many people think that Courtney Love did kill Kurt Cobain. And then many people think that that's a complete, horrendous thing to say. I don't know what I think anymore. I think that Steve Cash died in a funny way, and it feels weird, and it'll always feel weird, and it always feels strange. I mean, at least Kurt put the gun in his mouth and left a letter. Left a letter and then put the gun in his mouth and used his toe to blow his head off, supposedly. But I'll always feel indifferent about it. I'll always feel like you know, there's a definite difference between the lady down the street who killed herself, or even the people who killed themselves in this house, compared to, say, like, some of these Hollywood suicides or YouTubers suicides. Excuse me. Please, if you're a YouTuber, please don't kill yourself. Please come talk to me first, okay? You're a YouTuber and you're having a bad day, sit down with me and you're gonna get better. I'm undecided about Courtney. Yeah. Many people are. But yeah, I'll never understand suicide. I never really will. I feel sorry for anyone who may feel that way. You know, I mean, I've got to say that it doesn't make any sense to me. Death doesn't make any sense to me, which is why I became a death midwife, so I could understand it better. Have you ever had Bob Marley come through the box? Maybe 1 or 2 times. And that was just like, I wasn't sure if it was radio waves or not. Yeah, suffered many demons, died at 21, yeah. Did he kill himself, though? Did he kill himself? I'm gonna have to go and look at him, and look at his picture again. Look at that name. I don't know if I remember him completely. I remember one of them being very young. Oh, yeah, I remember this guy. Yeah, drugs. But really, at the end of the day, it was kind of like, I mean, I don't know, with Courtney and Kurt. At this point, it's like, it was a whole new era, you know, and I'm really only paying attention to their kid. Who was also very undecided about her own mother as well throughout her life. I think that Frances has always been undecided about her mother. I don't even think they get along. Oh, wow. Wow, he died at that hot. Wow. Is he from that area, sweetheart? like with Steve Cash, it's like, does she not know he was suicidal? You know what I mean? Like, did she not know? It's like, for instance, with Kurt Cobain and Courtney. What he did is, actually, I know somebody who sat next to him on the last plane ride ever. Duff McKagan, the bass player from Guns N' Roses, was the last person to ever see Kurt Cobain before he died. Because Kurt Cobain left LA, all right, and Courtney did not know where he went to, so she hired a private investigator to try to find him. And, well, next thing you know, he's found dead in the house. No, I don't think so. I don't think I've ever had that come through the box. But yeah. I just don't, I guess I just don't, I'll never understand Steve Cash's death. I kept asking, I've always asked myself, like, how does she not know? Like, how did she not know that her husband was so depressed that he would have or could have or wanted to commit suicide? I mean, if this is your life partner, if this is your everything, then why could she not feel it? Why did she not, you know what I mean? Like, or did she, and he asked her to not tell anybody, so she didn't. You know what I mean? Like, I have so many questions about the Steve Cash suicide, and I'm never going to have my answers, so I'll probably just have to get him on the spirit box. Steve Cash, please give me peace of mind about you and your cat. Where is it? All I can hope for is that the cat is okay and alive and safe, and or with him alive, like wherever they are as human and cat person. His wife is a piece of work. Steve Cash's wife is a piece of work. I know nothing about her except she gives me bad vibes. Sorry. Meryl, how are you, sweetheart? It's so good to see you. And I guess, Fiona, it's only that she gave me bad vibes because, you know, she just came on the live one day and was like, oh, sorry, haven't been around in so long. By the way, he killed himself. Have a nice day. No tears. Nothing about Sylvester. Nothing about the other cats. Nothing about anything. Oh, Twitch's wife? I mean, what happened to the other characters? What happened to the Todd guy? What happened to the dog? I think the dog passed away on the show. What happened to all the baby cats? And, like, what happened to those cats? Like, what happened to them? Like, I don't know. I wish I had answers. Meryl, how was your day? Did you have a good birthday Sunday? Are you still having a good birthday weekend? We're just sitting here talking about, like, Kurt Cobain killing himself, and then Steve Cash, who was, like, a huge YouTube star with his cat show, The Talking Kitty, which I might have sent you the Talking Kitty videos several times because I was coping with my mom's death, and I just can't believe Steve Cash killed himself. I had completely forgotten that, and now it's, like, it's going to be on my mind. I mean, how do they know someone did a self-inflicting gunshot wound to themselves? I mean, how do they know? So Twitch had a suicide note, and they revealed it. Interesting. Steve Cash was a YouTube star known for his Talking Kitty Cat show. It's literally a whole page for obituaries and where you can like leave your comments. And there's only 752 entries, but nothing about him and nothing about his death. Just that, and nothing about his family or his cats. Just he was a YouTube star for the Talking Kitty Cat shows. He was so much more than that. See, everyone's like, I don't understand it, dude. You were hilarious. You know, why did you do this? It's so sad. You made my childhood. Rest in peace. I love you. Yeah, you made everybody's childhood. Like, and then one day you wake up and there's some creepy girl you don't even know, and she's telling you your favorite YouTube star killed himself. Ugh, it's so frustrating. I was really pissed. And hurt. And sad that I was not going to see Sylvester anymore. Then my cats died. I had the same two cats for 22, 23 years. And they died. One died in October of... One of them died on my birthday, October 31st, 2019, like just a couple months after I got in the car accident. And then the other one died in May of 2020. Oh, no, actually, Muffin died first. Muffin died in May 2020, and then Apple died on my birthday in 2020. That's right. Yeah, I just bought them a new little robot, so I have this brand new little robot that just sits there and does nothing. My dad's like, maybe you can teach the Chihuahuas how to use it. So I don't know. I'm gonna save it in case I ever get another cat. I mean, I could sell it, but then I'd have to buy another one if I got another cat. You know. You know, I've never asked about Elvis Presley, but I have had Elvis Presley come through the box without asking. Just while we were talking about him. So I guess Twitch is another artist who killed himself, and there was a suicide letter for him. I will always be undecided about Steve Cash's death. I mean, 3 million subscribers. And I'll never understand it. Like 3 million subscribers, happy, beautiful life and wife and cats and happy and everything. See, that's the thing. Somebody wrote here this year, February 13th, 2025. Hey Shelby, which was the dog's name too. Remember the dog Shelby? So I guess that's his wife's name or something. But somebody said, I hope. Oh wait, no. I guess somebody said, hey, my name is Shelby. I know it makes you sad that our beloved YouTuber Steve Cash just took his own life, but it's been 5 years. I've watched him for 7 years. I missed him. It's been tough. I hope his wife is doing well with Random Kitty, Gibby's son, and Gigi, or hope she might give us an update on the Talking Kitty Cat, which she never did. It's like, husband died, have a nice life. We never got any updates on the cats. Anything. Did she ever post anything after that video? I gotta go look. I feel terrible for her. She must feel terrible because she didn't get a suicide letter. he also have 2 channels? Or only 1? Yeah, never another video. I mean, 25 million views on Talking Kitty Cat number 44. That was the most popular video. But never another video after. But the thing I think that was the most difficult was like 2 years went, couple years went by before she even made that video. And many of us just didn't know what happened. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we can get a hold of Elvis, but I gotta go to bed because I gotta take my dad to see the oncologist in the morning, and it's almost 3 a.m. So I need to go. I need to try to get some rest and try to find some kind of comfort to get my mind off Steve Cash, because now I can't stop thinking about him. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he did kill himself, but I remember how much this bothers me now. So maybe we should try to talk to Steve every day when we're here. Did the spirit box just say yep? I don't think I can watch funny videos of him and laugh anymore because there's just something not right with that whole situation. I mean, I have guns. Okay? I have weapons. I know how to use them. It's really difficult for me to think about how do they know that it was a self-inflicted gun wound? Like, how do they know? Like, what's the difference between, pointing the gun at someone's heart and pointing it at your own heart? Like, is there a certain angle that told them that he did it to himself? Are there pieces of the story that we'll just never know because she's not going to share them? And there very well could be a suicide note and they just haven't told us to. There is that. I'm not saying it didn't happen, but I'm just saying it's always going to be uncomfortable. And I'm gonna always have a difficult time understanding why. Maybe an autopsy. Well, with an autopsy, I don't know. In fact, I'm sitting here and my mind is mangled by Steve Cash. So Steve Cash, if you're there, touch the REM pod. So, how to tell if a gunshot wound is self-inflicted? I can't believe it. You can Google this. A self-inflicted gunshot wound may show characteristics such as close range entry, alignment with the dominant hand, and absence of defensive wounds. How can you tell if a gunshot wound was self-inflicted? May include the position of the wound, the trajectory of the bullet, and the absence of evidence of a struggle. But if you're sitting there and you're just playing your games or whatever, and you're watching something and somebody comes in that you trust, I mean, it would be so easy for them to just piece you out. But I mean, I don't know. These are just thoughts I have, but can gunshot residue tests determine if a wound was self-inflicted? Gunshot residue tests can help determine the proximity of the gun to the victim, which may be indicative of self-inflicted wound, but they're not definitive evidence on their own. I only have about 5% on the iPad, but why is positioning of the wound important in determining if it was self-inflicted? The positioning of the wound is important because self-inflicted wounds are typically found in areas of the body that are easily reachable by the dominant hand. Like some of the certain injuries that are more likely to occur in self-infliction is like absence of exit wounds, bullet trajectory, consistency. With self-infliction may be more common. Hesitation marks are left on the skin from the gun before firing, and their absence may indicate a self-inflicted wound. So it's very it's very 6 of one, half a dozen of another. So I guess they say it's self-inflicted when and can indicate close-range gunshot wound because of the presence of stippling, small abrasions caused by burning gunpowder. But I think that can happen with anybody, whether it's self-inflicted or not. But the angle of the wound can indicate the direction from which the bullet entered the body, helping to determine the likelihood of self-infliction as well. Forensic pathologists look for evidence such as gunshot residue, wound trajectory, wound positioning to determine if gunshot wound was self-inflicted. So hopefully there was a forensic pathologist involved. You don't see anybody stating that there was though. So that's a little bit strange. Yeah, Chester Bennington was very strange for me as well. Especially with everything that he talked about and everything that he'd been through. I have a really difficult time believing he killed himself. Even the Foo Fighters drummer was very strange to me, his death. Especially with the people that he was hanging out with who were supposed to be drug-free. Who apparently are not and were not. Sadly, I have a difficult time believing that he was just doing the drugs and partying by himself. Yeah, Taylor Hawkins. I haven't talked to Taylor. I have a reason for why I haven't talked to Taylor. Well, we might get around to it someday. Lisa Marie, I think it's interesting that Lisa Marie was having an issue at all and wasn't talking about it. Wasn't there something in regards to it being said that like she had, did she say she had like a horrible headache or something for days and it wouldn't go away? I mean, at that point, wouldn't you be like going to the hospital? I mean, I know more than 2 days and I've got a migraine the size of Miami, I know I'd be at the hospital. Is it night here? I'm not quite sure. I haven't looked out the window. Actually, it's really way too late and really way too early in the morning to determine. Hey, Bethany. Welcome to the haunted house. So, no, I have not talked to Taylor Hawkins, but Taylor Hawkins, Chester Bennington, Lisa Marie, Paul Walker, or any of you there. Touch the rim pod. Or say hello. Chris Farley, are you there? Which staff now? Steve Cash. Talking Kitty. Man, if the fucking spirit box in the house, I'm gonna freak out. Hey, that kind of sounded like Steve Cash, didn't it? It just said, yep. You know, I think I have heard Sandler's song of Farley. It's been a very long time though. Steve Cash, if you're there, touch the REM pod. Yeah, I know. Okay, I will. I will. I know I've heard it before. It's just been a very long time. And after the car accident hitting my head, you know, I'm still getting all my pieces back. So thank you for reminding me of that song feeling. I remember it now. I remember how sad he was when Farley died. A lot of us were. He was like the pride and joy of SNL. You know, we hadn't had a. It almost felt like we got John Candy back for a moment. You know what I mean? Speaking of Candy, you there, John Candy? I just had to ask. Have I talked to Chris Farley? No, I just asked him to come by. Chris Farley, if you're there, come by. I'll sit on your lap. I'm kidding. Yeah, I heard that Adam Sandler has become an interesting person. Far more interesting than his days of you can put your weed in it. Like, who was it that said in the chat that, or who was it that said to me the other day? Someone said something to me like he'll take walks through New York City or something like that, or he'll just like go to places and act like a normal person or something to that effect. Like, which I was like, well, why wouldn't he? I don't know. I thought we were talking about him in chat the other day. I can't remember. Devin said that. Okay, yeah, that's right. He goes walking around New York City pissed off or something like that. He's making grown-ups 3. And I love that movie, First 50 Dates. Like, you know, I'm that girl from First 50 Dates. You have to remind me sometimes. Help it, but it's just true. Oh yeah, Happy Gilmore was so good. Yeah, for sure. But sometimes I wonder really how many of these people that we're talking about tonight who have committed suicide. Chris Cornell, you know, the guy from Alice in Chains. Even people who have died unexpectedly and mysteriously, like Jim Morrison. Okay, Jim Morrison supposedly went and took a bath and had a heart attack. Same with Elvis. He supposedly, what? It was that he had a heart attack on the toilet. It wasn't really a drug overdose, but it's almost like, I guess they think, I guess they're saying it's a drug-induced heart attack, so it would be an overdose. Yeah, Elvis died on the toilet. You didn't know that? I guess they're not telling people that anymore, huh? But yeah, Elvis died. Elvis Presley went to take a crap and he died on the toilet. Let's see what they're telling people in 2025. Yeah, Elvis Presley was found dead at the foot of the toilet with his bottom in the air after months of agonizing constipation and cheeseburger binges. What? So, back then it was a drug overdose. Now in 2025 it's constipation? Like, this is something my dad has always talked about, because like, my cousins in Cyprus are like huge fucking Elvis fans. They got like every record. I think my cousin has like one of Elvis's first records. It's like worth thousands of dollars, and it's a European version. And my dad was always like, I didn't want to buy them Elvis's records or anything because he died of a drug overdose. But now I'm reading that, okay, that he didn't die of a drug overdose. Now it's constipation. Since when? Is that just what they're telling people now, 50 years later? God, I can't believe it. He died at 42. Just a baby. So fucked up. Yeah, he got really high on junk food and drugs and died. The mystery has long surrounded the death of Elvis after his family sealed the results of his autopsy 50 years ago. The king was just 43 when he found face down on the floor of the bathroom in his Graceland home, appearing to have fallen off the toilet. The last decade of his life had seen his health take a dramatic nosedive. But I just don't understand why. I never heard this part. This is something I've never heard of. In fact, the elders in my house would have told me had they sealed the results. So this sounds like internet fodder. Like, it just sounds like another story that they've made up. I kind of feel like I'm not being gaslit. It's almost like that thing I talked about the other night. I know my iPad's going to die. I need to go in a minute. But it's almost like that thing I talked about the other night, the Mandela effect. But here it says he didn't die of a drug overdose. Elvis died of constipation. He hadn't taken a crap in 4 months. But literally, dude, eat some vegetables. I'm back. So it doesn't really make any sense to me. Personally, it doesn't make any sense to me why the story is even changing. I mean, now I'm going to have to go talk to my dad in the morning because he'll remember. Well, not just Whitney's death was very strange and Michael Jackson, but even more strange to me was Whitney Houston's daughter's death. Whitney Houston's death was expected. Everybody knew she was on cocaine, who was anybody. Okay, and everybody knew she loved cocaine. All right? There was nothing and nobody could have done. And what made it so sad is that she died. You know, everybody made this big deal about Whitney Houston and her comeback, which she already had a comeback in the 90s, and then went in for another comeback in the early 2000s before she died. And, sorry, my desk is just full of stuff, so I've been trying to clean and organize. Probably overdoing it. I'm just trying to get rid of my old life so I can make a new one. You know, getting rid of all that crap that triggers you. But yeah, like I said, Whitney Houston's daughter's death was more strange to me than Whitney Houston's death. And the fact that she went just like her mother. The fact that she went just like her mom. In a bathtub. Bobby Christina Brown's cause of death revealed. Immersion in water and drug intoxication. Just like her mom. Died just like her mom. Now, how weird is that? How strange. Like, what? Oh my God, are you serious? Are you serious? I didn't know that Bobby Christina's boyfriend killed himself. Good night, Raiden. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. See y'all tomorrow. Be safe. Good night, sweet dreams. Hopefully you'll see your dad in your dreams. I had no idea that her boyfriend, husband thing killed himself. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Nick Gordon, the former boyfriend of Bobby Christina Brown, that one, has died 3 years after he was found liable for her death. What a mess. So no criminal charges were filed against him, but he was found legally responsible. Wow. He was ordered to pay when he killed himself. He was legally responsible for her death and then ordered to pay $36 million to the estate of his late girlfriend. What, working at McDonald's? He didn't have no career. She was his career. Oh God, and they kept her in a coma for 6 months. So the drug intoxication and the immersion in water was the cause of pneumonia and brain damage. See, the thing is, Nick's troubled life. What troubled life? He'd never had to want for anything in his life. Okay, Bobby Christina's family literally took care of him. This is the thing I don't understand. This is the thing I'll never understand. People who want to piss and moan and bitch about their life when they've never had to want for anything. Okay, like it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense to me. Really? He did that? Oh my God. I had no idea. I had no idea the night he killed Bobby, he nestled up to one of the guests there, saying that he's open to someone else now. Jesus Christ. I pray for all these people's souls. And that they find the light quick. I'm talking about Bobby Christina and her boyfriend. And I just can't understand it. Oh yeah, that whole case made me sick. Just sick. You know, you grow up and you watching Bobby Christina grow up with you, and then she dies. Like, what? Yeah, I was just sick. Thinking about her dead and dying and in that hospital. I mean, and it was sickening to me to have to even watch Whitney go. Like, I mean, hey, it's the night of the Grammys and where's Whitney? Oh, she's dead? So I guess Whitney had done some cocaine and did a little too much of it and fell and hit her head or something. Yeah, bad relationships will poison you, you're right. Yeah, 48, just a baby. Just a baby. Just a baby. See, I say these things about 48, 40, 30, 50. I say just a baby because the people in my family live to be incredibly old. So, like, old to me is like, 75, 78, 80, 90, 105. Because the people in my family who have lived very long like that, they don't really start having issues until they get up into those ages. My dad's funny. He's like, that's when you really get old. But I guess you're not considered old until you turn 80 now. Isn't that funny? But yeah. Yeah, she was found dead the night before. So why did the Grammys throw out the tribute to Whitney Houston? Still amid the surreal sadness, the Grammys carried on the day after Houston's death. Your almost natural instinct right at the beginning was to throw the original planned show out and make the show a tribute to Whitney Houston, but longtime Grammy producer Ken Elric told the Post that wouldn't have been the right thing to do. "2012, it seems like such a long time ago." But here's one thing that not a lot of people know about Whitney Houston's music. All of her records were redone with auto-tune when auto-tune first came out, which was actually late 80s, beginning of the 90s. And my mom actually had one of her old records before they redid them. And if you go back and listen to the original record, you can tell it without auto-tune. And then you go back and you listen to the auto-tune stuff, and you can see the difference in her voice. Was the best national anthem song, you're right. But I also think and feel that you can be a great singer when you're young, but you only improve over time. So I feel that even though they had auto-tune at that time and redid her records with the auto-tune, I still feel that over the years she became a better singer because she kept practicing. Her voice became more mature. She became, you know what I mean? She became stronger and stronger of a singer. And of course, because she became a better singer, they thought, well, let's go ahead and auto-tune the album so that nobody can go back and say she can't sing when she can sing. And they will do that very often. You're showing your age. Nah, you're not showing your age. Many people have musicians that they love and cherish and adore. Just because Led Zeppelin's and Jim Morrison, the Doors are my favorite band doesn't mean I'm a boomer. Doesn't mean I'm Generation X. I'm a millennial raised by Victorians I'm a millennial raised by the silent generation who was raised by Victorians. So you might actually see some age on me, but it's really just because of who and what I've been raised by. Plus, I've been in a musical family all my life. George Michaels is my cousin. So, you know, these are things that we just regularly talked about. How could you forget Whitney Houston's, Whitney Houston's national anthem? I mean, people still talk about it today, even if you didn't see it live. I didn't see it live, but I've seen it. Oh, it's good being a millennial. And it's so funny because it's like the years keep changing, like for the years and dates that millennials were born. You know, age is only a number to keep track of how long you've been on this earth. Well, physically in the body you're in now. But yeah, all those deaths seem just so strange. I wouldn't say that Michael Jackson's death seemed too strange, other than the fact that, you know, I think at the end of the day, everybody who knew him knew what was going on. But nobody did anything about it because, once again, you know, that would make him look bad. And he'd already been made to look so bad by the public that I just don't think he could take it one more time, and he wanted to do that last tour. And it never happened because, you know, he definitely had some kind of drug problem. I mean, he was literally having to take that medication all the time just to sleep. But at the same time, maybe he didn't have a drug problem, and maybe his death was fake. And he really, all of that was just a show to get him out of the business. So he could go back to the regular peaceful life that he never experienced because he was always, you know, a trained monkey, dolphin, giraffe, bear, like at a circus show. Do you see what I mean? Like, he was treated like that as a child. He was just a paycheck for those people. And he obviously learned, you know, how to work in that industry, and thank goodness he loved it, so he could continue on with it, but he didn't love the pain and the sorrow that came with it. And I think that Michael Jackson could have very well faked his death, but there's just too many people now paying for his death to kind of not believe it's, you know, not true. Oh, the rumors are just so bad. Like, who was it that said he faked his death and one of his sisters is him now or something like that? But who knows? You know, they can tell us whatever they want on social media, on the internet, on CNN, Fox, World News, and we'll believe it because we're sheeple, not people. Did the spirit just laugh at that? Oh. Yeah, LaToya. Are there even any pictures of LaToya as a little girl? So there are rare LaToya Jackson photos of her as a kid. I love Janet Jackson. She's the best. Wow, it is very scary how much LaToya looks just like Michael. But the picture of LaToya as an adult doesn't even look like the same little girl that they're sharing the picture of as LaToya as a little girl. Okay, I see why. Because LaToya Jackson has a different nose now than she did when she was a little girl. Oh my god, she scarily looks just like Michael now. They have the exact same nose. Are they sure? Are they sure he died? God, he's so weird. I'm looking at the pictures of them and it's like, how, I mean, did they get their nose done by the same person again and again and again and again? I mean, the original LaToya Jackson was gorgeous with her original nose. I can't imagine that she would ever want to get rid of it. Something's not right there with that family.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
I thought you'd be sleeping.
Yep. Good night, Frank and Dad. Love you.
Good night. I need you.
So looking at pictures of them together, they don't even look alike. But they look alike. It's kind of scary. Well, I know a lot of people say Tupac faked his death. But trust me, Suge Knight's somewhere paying for it. I think we have talked to Tupac before on the Spirit Box. Yeah, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. I didn't want to stay this late. I have to go to bed now. Now that I've looked at all these spooky deaths. Weird. Where did the article go that I just wanted to read? Oh, so Florida Senate is finally going to vote to repeal Florida's free kill law. That's interesting. So the 35-year-old law bars adult children and their parents from suing for wrongful death caused by medical malpractice. Wow. Wow. Oh well, I hope all the souls that we talked about tonight. Yeah, his wife, Suge Knight's wife, used to manage a group of mine, and I had to get out. It's too much crazy, too many drugs, too much fucking, too nuts for me. You know, I want to play music. I want to play rock and roll. I want to have a good time playing music and rock and roll, and not try to kill myself doing it, or get killed doing it. You know, if I drop dead on stage, great. But all that other shit. You know, I'm talking about dying from natural causes, not like from, you know, drug abuse or alcohol abuse. But Suge Knight's wife, Davina, she was nice, a little rough around the edges. Definitely a scary situation. But, you know, God bless these souls that we've talked about tonight. Well, not you, Suge Knight. The devil and God are going to eat your soul over a good brunch on how to fix this world someday. But, you know, Tupac, Michael Jackson, hey, Divine Empathic Tarot. Thanks so much for coming by and hanging out tonight. Whitney Houston, Bobby Christina. You know, Elvis, Kurt Cobain. Did the spirit box just say Kurt when I said Kurt Cobain? All right. Good night, everybody. Thanks so much for coming by and hanging out with me tonight and talking about Steve Cash. That brought back really good memories of his channel. Please, if there's any YouTubers out there, please don't kill yourself. Just call me, okay? The number's on the Instagram. But please let me know who you are, because I don't answer the phone to strangers. I only answer the phone to doctors in the White House, so. I don't know, call me on Instagram so I know you're real. Good night, Fiona. Thank you so much for coming to hang out with me tonight. Thank you, Kathleen. Thank you, Divine Empathic Clairvoyance and Tarot. Thanks, Raiden, for coming by again. I hope you have nice dreams of your dad. You can reconnect with him. Thank you, Molly, for coming by and hanging out and blocking that guy who was talking about pigs. That was weird. Pigs who eat each other. Like, God have mercy. Sweet dreams when y'all get there. Be good to yourself with your thoughts. I'll be back for happy hour tomorrow afternoon. Yeah, we can talk about Brandon Lee. My mom used to babysit him when he was a kid. In fact, I think my brother and my sister might be cousins with him. And my siblings and I have different parents, so. But yeah, we'll talk about Brandon Lee tomorrow, if you'd like to. That was a very strange and unusual death, and I still to this day feel there wasn't something right there. All right, y'all. Be good to yourself, your thoughts. Love and light bright. Kalanita.